Hello everyone. In today's demonstration, I will show you how to build a working insurance AI agent using watsonx Orchestrate and OpenAPI specifications. Instead of just chatting with a model, we are going to connect real insurance APIs as tools so the agents can actually answer policy questions, retrieve coverage detail, and respond in context just like a digital insurance advisor. With IBM watsonx Orchestrate Agent Builder, you will see how simple it is to import APIs, convert them into tools, and bind them to agent. By the end of this demo, you will have a blueprint for taking any enterprise APIs, not just insurance, and turn it into a production-ready AI agent. Let's first get familiarized with the APIs that will be used to create the tools in Agent Builder. Here you will see the first API that retrieves a list of all the customers. Second API that it retrieves a specific customer based on the provided customer ID. The third API, you see it here, like it retrieves the policy information for a specific policy. The fourth API retrieves the policy information for a specific customer. The fifth API retrieves a list of the customers in a specific state. Sixth API that you see it here on the screen calculates the total premium of policies for a customer, and the last API calculates the number of days before a policy expires. So all the API endpoints that you see it here provides the insurance services. We will use these APIs to create tools in the Orchestrate Agent Builder. What this API allows us basically to perform small operations to fetch information about customers and their policies. So let's test these operations before we will be using with our insurance agent that we are going to build using Orchestrate. So here, as you see, these are the insurance services. So just to test it out, let's click on to the second API, which retrieves the customer policies using the customer ID. Click on try out, and then provide the customer ID. Let's say 2, and then click on execute. So once you click on execute, you will see that the customer information is retrieved for the customer ID 2. So let's then scroll up. And then just click onto it to collapse it down. Then let's take another API for testing. So this is the get the all the policies for a specific customer. So click on try auto, and then click on the customer ID 2, and then click on execute. So you will see that it lists down all the policies for the customer ID 2. So it retrieves all the information like customer ID, start date of the policy, product bought, and the start and end date and the premium of that policy, right? So let's test another API. Here, let's fetch all the customers who are living in a specific state. So click on try out. Let's provide Texas as an input to this API and click on execute. And then once you click on execute, you will get a list of all the customers who stays in Texas, right? And with all the policy information for that particular customer. So this is how all these insurance services APIs which are available here, and we are going to make these APIs as a part of our agent. Let's take another API, try it out. This API pack calculates the total premium of the customer's policies. Click on execute, and you will see that the for this customer we have got the total premium paid by that customer for that policy, right? So these are all the APIs. You see it here, and this last API, it calculates the days left on the policy for the expiry. Now click onto this to see this is the OpenAPI specification, and if you see it here, all these APIs are put it into a file where all these into a specific OpenAPI specification JSON format, right? And we are going to import this file into the agent, right? It has all the description for each and every API endpoint that I just showed you, right? So this is the OpenAPI specification file that we are going to use. So I just wanted to show you all these APIs first before we dive into the agent creation process. Now let's into the details for agent creation. So this is very simple in watsonx Orchestrate. You just have to open the watsonx Orchestrate from the IBM Cloud where this service is available. Now, once you open the IBM Orchestrate, you just click on to open agent builder and provide the name of your agent and its description of what the agent is going to do, and then just simply create the agent. So let's directly get into the demo. So here I have my IBM Cloud account where IBM Orchestrate instance is running, the service is running. So just click onto the link and it will take you to that service from where you can launch the IBM watsonx Orchestrates, and then it will launch the IBM Orchestrate instance. So once it launches, just click onto the navigation menu, click on build and open agent builder. From where this is the open agent creation interface from where you can create an agent. So to create an agent, click onto that, and once you are into this page, like, you just have to provide the name of the agent that you would like to create. I have provided the name, like we would like to create an insurance agent, as I said earlier, right? And just provide the description. Now what this agent is actually going to do. So in our case, this agent retrieves the information about the customers and their policies, right? It is very important to give the description crisp and clear, so that like whenever the agent tries to use this agent, right, it understands from the description, it understands what the agent is actually trying to do. Right? So it is very important to provide the crisp and clear description. Once you all provide all this information, just hit the create button and then it will come to this page. As you see it here, this page allows you to configure your existing the agent that you just created. You can configure your agent here, and this configuration process involves navigating through several sections that you see it here. On the left side, the profile, then knowledge, toolset, behavior, and channels. So in profile section, as you see it here, users specify the agent's interaction style and the usage scenarios. And the agent style can be a default one or the React one, as you see it here. Now, in case of knowledge section, it allows integration of external content sources, ensuring the agent can provide contextual responses to your questions. You can also provide other documents if needed related to the policies or everything, or the PDF files, or you can upload those files from here, which will, so that the agent is aware of those local information or the information that you are providing externally, right? And then the agent can respond based on to those contextual information. And the next section, you see it here as a toolset. So toolset section is where the users import tools using OpenAPI specifications, enabling the agent to perform tasks such as retrieving customers' data and calculating policy premiums. The next section is behavior. Now in the behavior section, this is basically used to define how the agent formats responses and interacts with the users, including setting rules and instructions. So you can provide any specific instructions to the agent, and the agent will start behaving based on that rule that you have given or the instruction that you have given. The last section that you see it here is the channels, right? This channel section facilitates the deployment of the agents to platforms like Slack, or embedding it into a website onto the home page, right? Into website's homepage. This structured approach ensures that the agent is well equipped to handle various tasks and deliver a seamless user experience. Now you can integrate your agent with, let's say, WhatsApp Messenger, or you can also integrate your agent with the Facebook Messenger. So as you see it here, you can now, the APIs that I have shown, now let's add those APIs to this agent so that agent can start accessing it. And to do that, you click on add tools, right? And from there, like you can select add from file and just click onto it and then import from file, right? So once you are into this page, you will basically allows you to drag and drop the file that I have shown you earlier, right? The JSON file, OpenAPI specification file. I just wanted to show you again here, like this is the file that I downloaded onto my laptop and kept it ready for the upload. This contains all the APIs that we discuss further. So just select this file for the upload and it will validate the JSON file format, everything. And once it is validation is successful, click on next and you will see here onto this page, all these APIs now are listed for importing in for the agent. Now select all the APIs that you would like to import into the agent. Here I'm going to select all the APIs except OpenAPI Total Premium, and I'm doing that here purposely because I wanted to show you how the agent behaves with and without having this API available for the calculation of the total premium for the customer. So I wanted to show you that behavior. So purposely I am removing one API to be imported into this agent for this agent to access, right? So let's unselect a total premium API and select all the rest of the APIs and click on done. So once that is done, you will see a message here immediately, like these many tools, like we have selected 6 tools out of 7 tools. Those tools gets added successfully here, right? And as you see it here, 6 tools added successfully, and these are the APIs are now available for the agent to use. Now I just wanted to show you again, like these are the APIs, right? These were 7 APIs in total, and out of these 7 APIs we imported 6 APIs here into this agent builder tool for this agent to use. Now you can also edit these details for particular any API that you would like to. So I just want to show you here how it is, that you can click on those 3 dots and click on edit details. And then it will show you all the information about that API, like the policy by ID and also the description, like retrieves the policy information from. Now this information is imported from this API. If you click here, right, this is the same exact information that gets also imported. Now the point to be noted here, now you can specify exact crisp and clear description about this API here if you want, because it is why it is very important, because the agent, the LLM that is going to be used by this agent is going to refer to this description, and based on that it will take the decision whether when to call this API, right? So the more clear description that you will have it here will be better. So I just want to highlight that part here. Now just look at this. Now as you see it here, for this API, what is the input and what are the outputs from this API, right? So as you see it here, you provide customer policy ID for this API to retrieve all the customer information based on the policy ID given. And the output, you will see it here, and all these outputs, like what will be returned by this API if you provide the policy ID, is like premium information, the product purchase, and end date and the start date of the policy. So all this information will be returned by this API or by this tool. Now since it is imported into an agent, right, so it is called as tool now, which is available for the agent to use. So if you provide the policy ID details, then it is going to provide return back with all this information as you see it here. The point to be noted here that this is premium is basically each data type is provided here, but for the string the premium is generally a numerical value, right? But for the agent it is the defined type as a string. And why is that so? Because APIs do this to preserve the numerical accuracy, right? It's not a database, it's an agent, right? That, or it's a tool basically. So to preserve that numerical accuracy, we define the premium here as a string. So this is just I wanted to highlight here. Now once you are go back here on the right hand side, you will have immediate access to the preview, like how this agent is going to behave. right? On to the show me the details for policy number 3. This is, let's see how the agent is going to respond for this query. So as soon as you send this question to the agent, let's see how the agent responds. So as you see it here, agent started executing, right, and it provides all the info behind the scene. It decided which API to be called, and based on that it calls the appropriate API or the tool, and then it provides all the information related to that policy, including the customer ID, end date, start date of the policy, and the product purchase and the premium for that policy, right? So this is the response. That now if you look at into the step, you will see how the agent invoked that behind this. Let's ask the new question, show me my customers. So show me all the customers. So agent decides, go back, see which API provides all that information, and based on that it calls appropriate agent, and then it will show you the list of all the customers, my customers. So you will see, and if you go into the reasoning, it will show you how agent has able to get all this information. So as you see it here, the tool that is being used is customers tool, and with the customer tool, it was able to fetch all the customer information, and from that customer information it was able to filter it out only the names of those customers, and then send it back to as a agent response, right, in the chart window as you see it here, the output, right? So this is the list. Now I want to highlight how the behavior section helps you here in this case, a quick demo for this. So under the behavior, I will just write when showing the list of customers, present the data in a tabular format, right? So this is the instruction behavior I would like to see from the agent. Now I'm going to run the same prompt here and going to see how the agent behaves, right, based on the behavior that we have seen. Now as you see it here, agent start responding, giving the same agent information in the tabular format. So you would have got a sense how simple it is in the agent builder. Now let's give the next prompt. Show me my customers, but only show the first 5 customers, right? This is the prompt I am sending to the agent, insurance agent. Now let's see how the insurance agent behaves here. Here is the list of the agent gives only the first 5 list of the customers, right? So let's give the next prompt. Show me my customers from the Texas state, right? So as you see it here, again the agent started giving only the customer information from the Texas state. And if you would like to see how agent has come to that conclusion, you can go back and see the reasoning, right? If you look at the step 1, here you will see it has got all the information about the customers, and from there it was able to fetch only the first 5 customer information. But in this case it has decided which API to be called. Customer by state API was decided to call decided by the behind the scene LLM that is being used, which decides which API to be called or which tool to be called, and then it sends the appropriate input to that LLM Texas, and then calls that API, and then based on that it fetch all the information about the customers, and then finally it spit out all that here, and then give that list into the tabular format for a list of all the Texas customers. Now here, so as you have seen that every agent has its own memory. It's a context. So basically sometimes it refers to the context from the previous prompts that you have given to the agent, and from that if the reply can be given from that already existing context, it refers to that and gives the response back to that. So this you must be knowing by this time every agent has its own memory. So let's reset that chat, which will remove remove the entire previous memory for this agent for this session. So click onto this button to reset the chat, and let's ask the new question here. So in this case, you will see that now the memory has been removed for this from the previous chat, and now it is going to be considered as a new session for this agent. So let's ask the question, show me my customers from Texas and Florida. Now we have seen that there is no API which takes two input parameters, and I would like to see how agent behaviors to respond to this query. Customer information for two states now here, right? So let's send that prompt to the agent, and now you will see that the agent started thinking, and let's see how it responds. So it has executed two steps here, step 1 and step 2, to get an answer back to us and it provided the correct list of all the Texas customers. And in step 1 it has used Texas as the parameter to call that API. Right now, this, as you see it here, right, for the, and in step 2 it has used the same API but with second state as a parameter, which is Florida, to get all the information. So it get all the information from Texas and Florida in two different steps, and then finally spit out the correct response, giving you the customer list from Texas and Florida. Let's ask the next question. So just show me my customers from Florida state. Right now, in this case, as you see it here, it has not used any step here. Why? Because now in the previous prompt, the agent, we have already queried the customer information from the state Texas as well as Florida, and Florida customers are already there in the context, in the memory. So agent do not have to call back to the API, go back to the API to fetch all that information, right? So the agents are smart enough to refer. Agents are, we can say that it's a contextual aware agents, right? So in this case, the agent was able to fetch only the Florida state customer from the previous prompt that was available there, and it has not used any API, backend API, to get all that information. Now, one point I need to mention here, like the way you are specifying the prompts, like agent is case sensitive, right? The parameters that you are sending to the APIs are case sensitive. Sometimes you might not get the correct results for this is because the backend API is not able to handle, if it is not able to handle case sensitivity for the input parameters, it might not come with the correct result. So Florida, it is capital here. The prompt you are sending is small, right? And here we are sending Florida. In step 1, it exactly passed the same case sensitivity back to the API, and it was able to fetch the information. So if you don't get correct response, make sure that case sensitivity is handled. Now let's reset the memory back, reset the agent, reset the session, right? And let's ask the next question. Show me the policies for customer ID 2, right? And let's send the prompt. Now in this case, like it gives the information of all the policies for that customer ID 2, right? We including all the information about the premium customer pays for each policy. Now this customer 2 has total 3 policies, right, with different premium. Now let's send the prompt, sum the policy premiums for all these. Right, let me see if agent is able to sum all those premiums and give us the answer back. In this case, as you see it here, it responded with the sum of all the premiums for this customer, which is $3,730. So let's say how agent has calculated this. So as you see, agent has called the API like customer policies in the first step to get the list of all the policies that this customer has, right? So there are 3 records, as you see it here, 3 policies. The information about the premium is readily available for the agent, and so that it was able to appropriately sum all these premiums together. But it is not always the case that it might come back with the correct premium, because we have, as you remember, we have not provided the premium calculation API to this agent. Irrespective of that, agent was able to calculate, aggregate the premiums for all these three policies because that information was available there. The point to be noted here that agent is not a calculator. Agent is not a calculator. So if the correct information was passed to the LLM, and if LLM is a textual LLMs, if they were able to have use that information wisely, correctly, they were able to give the correct answers. But it might not be the case every time. Let's reset the memory, reset the session, and let's ask the question like calculate the sum of all the policies for the customer ID. And let's see, after clearing the memory from the previous, right, I wanted to see if the agent is able to respond to correct. Now here you will see that the agent has not responded the sum for all those three policies correctly. It has returned 2730, which is not the correct sum for all the policies. So this is the point I wanted to show it here. Now this is since the premium calculator API was not available here, right, to the LLM, and there was no information readily information available to LLM to find out the correct, it was not able to filter it out correctly, and that's why it spitted out the wrong answer for the premium. This is the difference I wanted to show you in this case, because agents are not, you have to remember, agents are not calculators. The behind the models that being used, in this case the llama 90 billion parameter is being used here, these are not calculators, so they cannot come, you cannot expect the correct calculations from these LLMs each time. In this case, now let's go back to the tool set, then click on add from file, and then import from file, and then click on to the same file, right, to import the API that was not imported earlier. Going through the same process, click on next, and now choose the API total premium, which we have excluded last time to import it to the tool or make it available to the tool. So now we are going to make this total premium, which calculates the, this is the API which actually behaves as a calculator. The premium information is passed to this API, it is going to sum, aggregate it together, and provide the correct calculations, right? So I'm making this tool available to the agent. So select that, and if you scroll it down back, you will see that the total premium API is now available. Now in the behavior section, I would like to make a rule or specify the agent very clearly, like when asked to calculate the total value of the policies for a customer, always use the total premium tool, which I have just made it available for this agent. This is a specific instruction I am giving to the agent. And with this instruction, I wanted to see how the agent behaves, how to use this total premium tool or the API that is available to, and in what scenario. So let's reset the memory back. It doesn't have any context now. And let's ask the calculate the sum of the policies premiums for the customer. And let's say now this time it has come back with the correct information about the premium, sum of the premiums. And you will see it here, the total premium tool was being used, right? It was called by the LLM, passing with the correct ID, customer ID to this tool, and it comes back with the sum of all those policies premiums. So this is how the LLMs, so reset the chat again, reset the session. Let's ask the next question to the show me my customers from the Texas. It is going to, list down all the customers from the Texas state, right? And now let's ask the next question. Just show me the policies for customer named Sarah, right? So it is going to going to spit out the information available for the Sarah, with including all the her address, date of birth, email, ID, name, state, as you see it here, right? Now if you look at how the agent was able to fetch all that information, calling the backend API called as customer by ID, right? And so it passed the correct customer ID, and then it comes back with all the information for that customer ID. It was able to fetch spit out the correct information as a response back to your prompt window. Now let's ask the new question to the agent. Sarah's policies. Show me any policies that ends within the first next 30 days, right? So it is going to see, we want to see how the agent is going to respond to this query, right? So it is going through all the 4 steps to find out the correct information. In the first step, it has first send the customer ID to, which is Sarah's customer ID, and it was able to fetch all the policies for Sarah. And in the next step, it is going to see it has calculated in API calculate days left on the policies, right, for each of those policies that Sarah has, right? And then it finds out whether that policy is expiring in just within 30 days, right? So in all these 3 steps are doing the same task. Like for each policy, it is able to find out whether the policy expires within 30 days, and if it is, then it gives that policy details. So for this policy, right, you will see the policy, and then finally it gives all the information about only that policy which is going to expire within 30 days, right? So this is how the agent act as a smart here to find out all the information. First step to get all the policy information, and next 3 steps agent is used to find out which policy is expiring within 30 days. Right, so for every prompt, like it comes back with the reasoning which will help you, like we can answer the audit questions like from where, right, it has access all that information. All that reasoning can be done here. Now let's see how to deploy this agent to the home page or to the WhatsApp Messenger, wherever channel you would like to do that, you can do that. And it is very simple steps here. There is a button called deploy here, right? Just click on deploy, and then here it will give you a list of pre-deployment summary, right? Look at that pre-deployment summary and just hit deploy, and it is going to start deploying the insurance agent. You will see it here. It will take some time to deploy the agent. This is the insurance agent, and then it will make it available, right? Once you click onto here, click on chat. So it is in the process of deployment, and then you can see once it is deployed, you will see that the insurance agent is now available here for use, right, which is deployed insurance agent. Now let's ask a question to this deployed agent, like show me the policies for customer 2. Just display the policy ID, product, and premium. I don't want more information. I just want to see this information for the customer ID 2, right? So let's send that prompt to the agent, deployed agent, and click. This will go against the insurance agent that you have selected here, and it will come back with the information like only the expected information. And if you click on reasoning, you will see how the agent was able to fetch all the. So it has got all the information, and from that it was able to only grab the information that was requested by the prompt. Here now click on build. And then click on agent builder, and from here you can see all the statistics related to the agent, all the details of this agent. And now once the deployment is complete, you can see the values. You can see all the statistics for the deployed agent, as well as the prompt that was sent back to the agent, and how in what, like basically this information, statistical analysis for this agent, right? You can do it here into this build agent and tools, and you can do the performance analysis for the agent. So let's click on to this. Let's filter it out first, like on the insurance, click on view all, and then it will give you all the agent analytics, and it will show you, let's here there are 2 agents. So we are interested in our insurance agent, so let's filter it out first. And once you filter it out, just click on to the insurance, then it will show you all the prompts that was sent to them and how the prompt. So we'll just take the first prompt and it will show you the lang graph for the prompt sent back to the agent and the responses back from the agent, right? So all that lang graph workflow was shown here. Let's take an example. Let's get into more details of one of the prompt. So let's click on to this, and here you will see the time taken by the agent to respond to the prompt. So click on tags here, and here you will get further, you will be able to further drill down about the agent, how this is the agent was built, right? And what are the specific instruction that was given to this agent, what should be the welcome prompt for, and then you will also be see like what prompt was sent to this agent, right? Which model was being used to answer the prompt, right? And then how much tokens were passed, and you can also see the response time, how much time this agent took to respond back to this. So this also helps us in doing the performance analysis of the agent that you have built, right? So this is all I wanted to show you today. So hope you have, by the end of this demo, which is we just completed, you would have understood how easy it is to build an agent, in this case insurance agent, using OpenAPI specifications, right? Insurance that provides the insurance services using watsonx Orchestrate agent builder tool. Hope this would make your day. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Bye.